Daniel Carter never liked hospitals. Not because of the sickness. Not because of the smell. It was the waiting, the unbearable pause between what was and what might never be again. The fluorescent lights buzzed softly above him as he walked down the white-tiled corridor of St. Martin's Medical Center, each step dragging behind the last. Room 207. He knew it by heart now. Every morning, same walk, same door, same moment where he hesitated with his hand on the handle, wondering if this would be the day he'd find the room empty. Inside, his father lay against the thin pillows, pale, silent, thinner than Daniel had ever seen him. Tubes snaked from his arms. A monitor blinked steadily, indifferent to who this man once was. David Carter, age 67, former welder, broken ribs in a bar fight once, built their porch with his bare hands, laughed with his whole chest, cried only once when Daniel's mother left. Now he barely blinked. Daniel sat in the corner chair, the same one he had sat in for 4 days straight, the same chair where he had said nothing. There were things he wanted to say, needed to say, but the words never came, not because he didn't care, because he cared too much, and had no idea where to begin. Years earlier they had stopped speaking, not from some explosive fight, just small cuts unhealed, silent dinners, missed calls, disapproval wrapped in short phrases. Daniel had come out as gay at 26. His father didn't shout, didn't curse. He just blinked, said, "All right," then changed the subject. Daniel left that day with a goodbye that didn't sound like one. After that, there were birthdays marked only by silence. A wedding invite that went unanswered. Daniel learned to stop reaching out. Learned to say things to voicemail. Now, in this pale room, all he wanted was to hear something. Anything. A grunt. A cough. Even one of his father's old, sarcastic remarks. He opened his mouth. Closed it. Instead, he watched his father sleep. On the 5th day, the nurse said it might be time to prepare. The heart was failing. The body was tired. Daniel nodded. Then he sat in that chair for hours, until night fell, until the hallway grew quiet and the buzz of the world outside faded. He finally stood and approached the bedside. His father's breathing was shallow. His chest barely rose. "I should have said this a long time ago," Daniel whispered. The words trembled out of him like they had been locked away for years. "I didn't stop calling because I hated you. I stopped because I didn't know how to carry both the love and the pain." He laughed softly through the tears. "You always said a man should be tough. But Dad, silence isn't strength. I learned that too late." He wiped his eyes and looked down. "I wish you had said something. Anything. I was waiting." A long pause. Daniel leaned in. "I forgive you." He stayed another hour, just breathing the same air, hoping his father might squeeze his hand. Blink. Something. He didn't. The call came at 5:14 the next morning. "He passed peacefully," the nurse said. Daniel nodded. "Thank you." He didn't cry right away. That came later, in the kitchen, while holding a mug his father once gave him. World's okayest son. He had thrown it in a drawer years ago. Found it again that morning. He sat down at the table, stared at the mug, and broke. Not from the loss, from what had never been said. Weeks passed. The funeral was small, quiet, a few old friends, some cousins. Nobody said much. Afterward, Daniel stood alone at the grave, unsure what to say. A breeze picked up. Birds chirped in the trees. The world moved forward. He knelt down and touched the cold headstone. "I don't know if you ever understood me," he said, "but I always wanted you to." He smiled through tears. "You didn't say it. I didn't either. But I loved you, old man, despite it all." Then he stood, walked away, and left the silence behind.